The long wait for Euro 2020 is finally over. In the build-up to the big kickoff, we are doing something special. We have scoured the Twitterverse to find a representative from each of the 24 nations competing in this summer's European Championships. We will be recording a preview with each representative who will be sharing views on their nation's hopes and expectations throughout the tournament, and most importantly, the fantasy assets we should be looking out for. Welcome to Euro 2020 Happy Hour. Hello and welcome to our Euro 2020 preview series with myself, Sham, otherwise known as FPL2 Guys One Cup on Twitter.
And myself, Rob, otherwise known as FPL Panda.
Rob, we've got another guest tonight who is representing a country that are my underdogs for the tournament, and that is Emre. Emre, welcome.
Hello, guys.
And
Thanks
sorry,
for
I forgot
having
to
me.
introduce the country. The country's Turkey.
How's
How
it
are you,
going?
Emre?
So it's all good. So excited for the tournament. And yesterday we finished the FPL, as you know. So I finished in the top 16K. So it was good for me.
Nice.
Happy
Well,
days.
Emre, I can see you there wearing a Galatasaray shirt. Why don't you tell the listeners and viewers a little bit about yourself and why you support Galatasaray?
So I support Galatasaray because we are good in Europe most of the time. So we did a lot of semifinals in Champions League, quarterfinals. We got the UEFA Cup before. And actually, we were good before. Maybe 10 years back, we were even better. And we got the most championships in Turkey. And we had great players in the history. And I enjoy their atmosphere. I don't know if you have seen the atmosphere of Galatasaray before. It's amazing. And so I'm also playing fantasy football, as you know. So my name's Wombat FPL in Twitter. Maybe some people might know me. And I'm playing FPL for the last 6 years. And actually, last 2 years were so I achieved the same number. I finished at the top 16K. Hopefully next year I will improve that. I'm aiming for 10K.
Nice. Where in Turkey are you from, Emre?
I'm from Istanbul,
Nice.
but so actually I also need to tell you why I played FPL. So I studied in Imperial College in London. So and I get to know the Premier League when I was there. I was going to Chelsea matches actually because the university was almost nearby to there. And I always enjoyed.
South Kensington, right?
Yeah, that's true. So good place. And actually, this is how I involved with Premier League and of course with the FPL later on. Yeah. So that's it.
Nice. Okay, so let's talk about your country, Turkey. How did you guys do in qualification?
Actually, we did very well. We got France and Iceland, and actually, they were the main competitors. The last 3 teams, I think. So they were not really in the competition, and we won against all of them. Actually, Turkey has always the characteristic to be unpredictable. So again, in this qualification, we beat France, but we lost against Iceland as expected, because this is most of the time happening. I remember a lot of qualifications before. We beat Holland, but we were not qualified. We beat Germany, but we were not qualified. So this time we were lucky because this time we beat France, but we could qualify. So that's Turkey mainly. So and I don't know.
So basically, you could either win the Euros or get knocked out in the group stages.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever remember the Euro 2008.
Yeah, I do.
So actually, we won 3 times in the last minute with the last minute goal. And we reached the semi-final and we played against Germany and we played very solid, even scored the first goal. And yeah, so it was amazing tournament and we were again the underdogs in that tournament. So, and I will give you some example about previous tournaments if this is okay with you.
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So now we are playing against Italy, and Italy is the home team. And every time we are playing with home teams in a tournament, we either can reach quarter final or semi-final, and we always beat them. For
Wow.
example, in Euro 2000, it was in Netherlands and Belgium. So we beat Belgium and reached the quarterfinals. In World Cup 2002, it was in Japan and South Korea. We reached the semi-final. It was again a crazy tournament, and we barely win against. We almost about to win against Brazil in the semi-final, but we lost it. And we beat Japan and South Korea in that tournament and became third. And finally, Euro 2008, it was in Switzerland, and we beat Switzerland and reached a semi-final. So, and now we are playing another home team, Italy, and we will see what will happen.
Well, I think
The
we
fighting
should be
talk.
putting a bet on Turkey to beat Italy then, right?
So everyone is thinking Italy will be group winner. Actually, they might be group winner, but I believe they can lose to Turkey.
Okay. Well, let's talk about your main players because I know, you guys have been playing the last few games in the qualifiers, which isn't on here because this was just qualification for the Euros. But recently, you guys have scored quite a lot of goals. You beat Netherlands recently as well, didn't you?
Yeah,
4-2.
that's true.
The reason why I really like Turkey is because you remind me of a side that score a lot of goals. Would that be a fair assessment?
That's true. So actually, in the World Cup qualifications, we beat Netherlands 4-2, Norway 3-0, and then, as a Turkish characteristics, we draw against Latvia 3-3. And the last two friendlies we played with Germany and Croatia, and again their scores was 3-3. So actually, quite entertaining matches nowadays with Turkey. And I expect the same will happen in the Euros as well.
Okay, so who are your main players? Sorry, go on, Rob. You're going to ask a question.
I was just going to say, because I know that just before the start of the Euros qualifying, you got a new coach. Is it Gunesh? Gunesh? I don't know how to say
his name
name.
is we call him Şenol Güneş.
Gunesh.
Actually, he is new, but he is also
He's been around for a while.
Actually, yeah, he coached Turkey in the semi-final in World Cup in 2002, almost 20 years
right.
back.
It was the same coach. Oh,
same coach, yeah.
But yeah, it's just that because like I've obviously done a bit of reading and they like some of the players that he's brought into the squad, like this younger generation of Turkish players, and then mixed them in with some of the more experienced players that are in there, like Yilmaz, Belazoglu, and it's kind of really gelled together the team, that like mixture of the experience and the young players, and it's obviously they seem to be playing with a bit of a freedom maybe, which you don't find with teams that have got lots of experienced players or lots of young players. They've just seem to have this freedom that they're willing to go and attack games, and it obviously does cost them occasionally, but they're not afraid to score goals.
Actually, might be because I also don't understand how he is managing that, because in the past we always have stars or like big players, but for the first time we don't have like very big stars. Maybe only Hakan and Burak Yılmaz might be more experienced guys, but the rest of the team is like I don't name them like a stars, but they are playing in good teams. For example, we have good defenders. One is playing in Liverpool, another playing for Juventus, another in Leicester. Uh, Defensively, they are playing in good teams. And actually, we got three players who are playing for in France for Lille, and they managed to be the French champions this year, and they got a lot of contribution in that one. So I also expect that this chemistry playing in big leagues will bring some experience to Turkey as well. But we will see. So even for us, we are always unpredictable. So we can beat big teams and we can lose against small teams.
So, who would you say are your main players for Turkey? Not necessarily during the qualifying, but I guess over the last few games, because obviously qualifying was a long time ago. But I would say maybe over the last year or so, who are the main players for Turkey? Because I know Yilmaz has been playing for Lille, and he had an amazing season, as you spoke about, and they ended up winning Ligue 1. I don't even know how you pronounce it. Ligue 1, Ligue 1.
League,
The French league. I'll just call it that. So yeah, talk to me about who the main players for Turkey are.
I think Burak Yılmaz, like you said, he had a great season. He is now 35 years old, and actually, it will be his last big tournament. So, and I think he is very ambitious because he will be the captain, as far as I know, for the team. And he scored the most goals for Turkey. And he is actually a good goal scorer, and his chemistry with the other Lille guys is quite good. He is the penalty taker, and he also have the potential to explode. So, for example, against Netherlands, he scored a hat trick, and if he is in his good day, he can score 2, 3 goals very easily. So I expect this will be our main guy. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who is playing for Milan, is also having set piece role, and if he is in his good day, also he can contribute to goals, and he can be a good playmaker as well. So I think these two guys are like in a good shape. And defensively, if you check the like qualification, we only got 3 goals conceded, and so it shows us that we are normally good defensively. But the problem is we got a lot of rotation. We got a lot of people coming from injury. For example, the Juventus guy Mirich was injured. We know Kabak in Liverpool got injured. Çağlar was injured, but he is fine now, and he is also playing well. We might expect some rotation over there, and in the last friendlies and World Cup qualification, we got a lot of goals conceded. So
Yeah, I was going
therefore,
to say that. Do you think that the reason why you conceded the goals, do you think that's going to continue, or do you think because you said that your qualification you only conceded 3 goals, but in your last kind of 7-8 games you've conceded at least 1 or 2 every single game. So is that not a concern?
I think it is a concern because we now, I think, playing more attacking rather than defensively we played in the qualification. And in the qualification, only Iceland and France was like competitive. The rest of the teams. So I think it's okay. Not we didn't get any conceded goal. So I think that might be also the reason. But yeah, in the last 6, 7 games, we also got a lot of goals, which is worrying me because I was thinking, like fantasy-wise, bringing a Turkish defender. So now I'm like thinking about it, if it's a good move or not.
Yeah. So what would you say the strengths and weaknesses of the Turkish side are? Where would you say they sit?
I think the strength is like we never give up. So I think we have seen that in the 2008 tournament, because every time we lost hope, like for example, we played with Czech Republic and we were 2-0 down and we beat them 3-2. And we got last minute goals 3 times. And this is happening most of the time with us. So we can get a lot of last minute goals because we play with passion. And like I think our players are very ambitious. And I believe that since we don't have any stars, I think a lot of people, a lot of footballers in Turkey might like take this seriously for transfer purposes. For example, consider Ozan. His loan is finished in Liverpool, and he needs to shine. Consider Mirich. He is not having playing time in like Juventus for the second half. Consider Ünder, who was transferred to Leicester, but he didn't have enough chance. So he again needs to shine so that they can make a transfer. I think for most of our squad, like this is the last chance before the summer transfer window. And our weakness, most of the time, the discipline was the problem. But I'm seeing that it has improved in the like maybe last 2 years, and with Şenol Güneş especially. So we don't get any red cards anymore, and we are solid, and we are not panicking actually, which was the case before. And I don't know if you will call it weakness or strength, but we are always unpredictable. So, yeah.
Nice. Okay. So I guess before we move on to fantasy options and going into detail of, who we should be considering, what's your thoughts on Turkey and how you'll do in the Euros this year? What's your gut feel?
So I believe we can reach like quarterfinals, to be honest.
So if we have a look at your group, you do you think you've got a tough group?
I think it's an okay group. Italy is the toughest one, of course. But I believe we can beat Wales or Switzerland. And since we only need like 4 or even 3 points might be enough to proceed to next stage. I think we can proceed from this group easily. And yeah, I think I believe we are stronger than Switzerland and Wales. But as I told you, we can beat Italy, then can lose to Wales.
Yeah.
So this might happen very easily with us.
Okay, so let's look at fantasy option now, Emre. I guess before we move into options, I guess there's 2 questions that every fantasy manager always asks and wants to know. The first one is there any players that are out of position for Turkey that are listed as midfielders, that are defenders, or defenders as midfielders, or attackers that should be midfielders, etc.?
No, I think we don't have. Kenan Karaman in the forwards, I think he's playing more in the midfield. And Okay Yokuşlu is a defensive midfielder. And yeah, I think, we don't have any out of position player. I wish we had.
Okay. And then the second question is there any players here that you look at that you think are really undervalued compared to other players within the game?
I think our goalkeeper Uğurcan Çakır is quite good guy. So I might consider him as a second goalkeeper.
And he's 4.5, is he?
Yeah. I think I will consider him. I think he might be underpriced because our defenders are not attacking defenders. So therefore, I might not consider them. But if the defenders are playing good, I think Uğurcan can have a good chance to get clean sheet. And I think we have more overpriced in the in our talisman, Hakan Çalhanoğlu. He's a good guy. He is like in the set pieces, but 8.5 is quite high for this guy. Yusuf Yazıcı might be underpriced because he got a good season in Lille, and he also scored a lot of goals actually in
Who's
Lille
that?
as
Sorry.
well. Yusuf Yazıcı, 5.5.
Okay.
He is midfielder in Lille, and he got good chemistry with Burak Yılmaz. I think that's it. So I think the rest is like
Priced how they should be.
yeah. I think the price should be okay.
Okay.
And
Right, so let's look at these players then. So you said to me earlier that there's kind of 5-6 players that you would be considering from the Turkish side. So let's go through those players. So if I was a fancy player, I don't know nothing about Turkey in terms of the players, which I don't. Tell me which players I should be looking at and considering, and why.
So I think Burak Yılmaz for sure, because I know he will get a goal. So in one of these 3 matches, and so I expect, especially in one of these matches, he will score 2 or 3. So therefore, if for example he's playing in the first match day, and if I will have him, I will captain him in the first match as a surprise effect against Italy.
Wow.
And because in this UEFA
you can change.
So why not having this guy in the first game? So Burak Yılmaz definitely the guy.
You say that it's interesting because a lot of people are thinking about captaining an Italian player against Turkey.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope
amongst the
I
community
hope they
so
will
far,
do that.
Yeah, see, I mean, a lot of people, it's the likes of Insigne, Chiesa, and
Immobile.
That's it. That people are looking at like those 3, but I'm sitting here going, oh, because if he does get a goal or 2, like preferably with the captain, you want if you especially an early captain in this format of the game. I don't think you stick with that captain if they're only on 1 goal. I think if they get 2 goals, then you'd move it on to the next person. But if he can if he gets 2 goals, that's points just in the bag for you. And a successful captain pick.
Yeah, for me 2 goals is successful for sure.
It's just could be a nice, like a differential captain for match day 1.
Yeah, I think only Turkish people will do it. But as I told you, yeah, I know. Only Turkish people will do it.
Sham
I might do it. I might do it.
As a gamble.
I love Turkey as a country. I've been at least 7 or 8 times to Turkey.
Oh, okay.
I love Turkey as a country, and I really think Turkey will do well this year. I really,
might be.
I don't know too much about the side in terms of the players, but I watch some of their football sometimes, and I just think they're one of these sides, like you say, they're unpredictable and they score goals. I just think coming up against an Italian side who are really good defensively, that will be a big test because, I don't know, are they going to be able to score 2 or 3 goals against a strong defensive Italian side?
Can they unlock that side, basically? Do you think they can? Could they unlock the Italian side if you've got Bonucci and Chiellini on the top of their game?
They are very tough, very good side, but I expect at least 1 goal. So at least.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
it will not be a 0-0 match.
Right. Okay. Let's go on to our next player then. Yilmaz is the first.
Çalhanoğlu is a guy who is in set pieces and also contributing in goals. And so Ozan Tufan, actually, I think if he were priced like 5 or 5.5, I might consider, because he got a lot of goals in the last games and he was playing very well. so people might not know about him, but he was really playing good in the last. Actually, in 2021, he was really good.
Are the goals usually split amongst Turkey, or is there kind of the main? Is there like the main people who who gets all your assists and your goals, or is it mainly just split between everyone?
Actually, mostly Burak Yılmaz, but the rest is really split. So that's the risk actually, because one time it's Hakan, the other time it's Ozan Tufan, the other time it's Yusuf Yazıcı. So sometimes it's Kenan, sometimes it's Cengiz, sometimes it's Enes. So it's really well distributed. So therefore, it's risky to get a Turkish guy.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess defenders wise, are there any defenders that we should consider?
I think I might only think about Çağlar because he doesn't have any rotation risk. But the problem is he is not attacking. But funnily enough, I think he scored against Norway. So it was Haaland against Çağlar, and Çağlar Söyüncü was the guy who scored actually, and not Haaland. So I think I will consider him. And Zeki Çelik is also playing for Lille, and he also playing in the winger side. He is also a good guy. I think I might also consider him.
Is he 4.5?
Yeah, it's a good price for him. But I don't know if he will be rotated or not. Yeah, so
Who will you be going for then?
I will be trying Burak Yılmaz, if not in the first match, maybe in second and third match, because I might have Lewandowski in the first one and then change to Burak Yılmaz for the second and third matches, definitely. I am thinking about also to get Uğurcan as the second goalkeeper. So the rest of the team I might need to check, but maybe Zeki from defenders because he is also 4.5, and maybe Yusuf Yazıcı I might also think.
Out of the midfielders, I know you said they kind of switch in terms of in terms of the output and who gets the goals and the assists. Who's the most explosive out of those midfielders that they're most likely to go off?
Ozan or Hakan.
Okay, fine. Rob, have you got any questions for Emre?
Not at the moment. I'm just. I mean, there is like this wealth of talent, and I think for me at the moment it's the pricing of them. It just makes it tricky with the midfielders and forwards because there are a lot of players, and we've discussed with some of the other reps at like those sort of prices in the midfielders, like between 7 and you've got Hakan 8.5, Yajiki at 5.5. I mean, there's other midfielders out there that might be better value for those prices, but I mean the player that really
Tufan looks good, right? At 6 million, Ozan Tufan.
Yeah.
6 million. He looks like a good price.
Yeah, I'm not sure Hakan at 8.5, even though you've got the set pieces in there. I'm not sure. It's
too much for Hakan. Yeah.
But I'm really interested. I hadn't even spotted the keepers. I've been concentrating everywhere else. I hadn't even spotted Ugakan Chakir at 4.5 million. If he's the starting keeper, then I think having him and then another 4.5 goalkeeper is ideal because he potentially you're going to need one of these 4.5 keepers to get through the group stage and potentially then be able to keep that same keeper all the way through through the tournament, maybe, because you kind of don't want to be spending any money in there, especially once you get to the latter stages. And if they're getting to the quarterfinals, that could be that could be perfect. Having a 4.5 keeper that gets to the quarterfinals is ideal,
I agree.
really.
You've got two 4.5 keepers there. Is it Kakir that starts or Gunok?
No, Uğurcan Çakır will play.
Okay, fine. I'm killing the pronunciations of the.
No worries.
We're
No
not very
worries.
good at
No worries.
this.
Stop.
So if we're picking from that midfield, then, because it's really difficult there, would you say Ozan Tufan at 6 million looks the best value there? Or you mentioned another player.
Yusuf Yazıcı might be also best price-wise.
Yusuf
Yazıcı.
Yazıcı. Oh yeah, 5.5. And where does he play? Is he left, right, in the mid, number 10?
Actually, he should be a winger, but I don't know if it's right or left, to be honest.
Okay. And who do you think will start in that midfield? Because I know you mentioned a lot of rotation earlier.
Hakan will play. Okay will play as DMC. So these are for sure. But the rest of the guys might rotate, actually.
Okay. So it's difficult, really, isn't it, with that Turkish side? Whilst
Very difficult.
you think you can score, they can score a lot of goals. Really, the only player that is definitely looks like the best value is Yilmaz, right?
Yeah, definitely.
From the attackers, anyway.
Yeah, I will go for him.
Okay.
I mean,
Rob, before we sorry, go on.
Another thing that's interesting, and because we've spoken with the Swiss rep, and we both, I think it was in it, there was like a general agreement that final match day 3, both Switzerland and Turkey are very unlikely to rotate, because it could be that they both beat Wales, they both lose to Italy, and so that will be the game.
It might be the final. Yeah,
that could be the game that decides who goes through or not. Which it makes it very interesting. Yeah, for those that are going to be well, I mean, we'll talk about strategy on our main preview pod, but I think generally a lot of people are using either the limitless chip or the wildcard chip in match day 2 and match day 3. So it effectively gives you 2 wild cards and then a third wild card after the group. And potentially then looking at this game could be where you'd get the goalkeeper for Yilmaz and getting one of the midfielders in tripling up on Turkey for match day 3 could be an option if you've not already done it in match day 2 against Wales.
But I told you, so we will have a surprise for Italy.
On night 1.
I'm looking forward to that first game.
I mean,
now.
how many big competitions do we see that the first game of the tournament you've got one of the big favourites and there's an upset? I mean, we've seen it so many times before. And yeah, who's saying that
many
it doesn't
times?
Happen?
Remember Greece against Portugal.
Yeah, Greece against Portugal.
Yeah.
So
and then
France against Senegal. Do I remember?
Is that? 2002, Senegal beat France in the first game of that World Cup.
Yeah.
And yeah, you see it a lot. And I mean, and it's not. I mean, this won't be anything like that sort of like giant killing. But it would still be a shock seeing Italy lose in that first game.
Yeah, it will be a shock. Yeah, I agree.
Cool.
So, Emre, have you got anything else that you'd like to add on Turkey? Anything that you think that it's important for our listeners and viewers to know?
Just watch the Turkish games and enjoy.
Nice.
It will be entertaining.
You were saying, Rob, that they're not big favourites. Turkey is 6-1 to beat Italy, which is quite big.
6-1 to beat. That is in a 2-horse race. That is.
I just checked it
big.
now just to see. Yeah, that's quite big,
But
right?
that'll
6 to
probably
1.
Yeah.
it'll probably shorten up
I
though
will
between
bet
now
for
and
that.
kickoff. Yeah.
Emery's like, yep, I'm gonna bet on that.
Yeah, I mean, it will obviously shorten up between now and kickoff. I mean, we're sitting here. I think it's 18 or 19 days until that game, and yeah, it's a long way to go. But I mean, you've got your three friendlies coming up. All three of them. I think by the time this is released, it would have been played against Azerbaijan, Northern Ireland, and Moldova. Really, they should be 3 games that should all be comfortable wins for you. But you're saying they could be unpredictable and lose all 3.
Yeah.
But they could be something to
We-
keep an eye on for like seeing how that midfield does start with the rotation and
Yeah.
some of the players' form. Like if the defence keeps 3 clean sheets in those 3 games, then it's obviously some of the form that these players have gained from their club seasons is carrying over into their national team. So yeah, they could be 3 friendlies that might be worth a look at the results of before jumping in and piling into Italy.
I don't know if you mentioned this already, Emery, but who's your penalty taker? Is it going to be Yilmaz?
Yes.
And
Yilmaz.
Hakan will be on set pieces?
Yes, that's true.
Right. Anything else from you boys you want to add before we end?
Nope. That's it for me.
Nope. Perfect. Emery, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks
We
for
really
having me.
appreciate it. That was really fascinating. And I'm rooting for Turkey. They're going to be my second side. I have to support England as they're my home side, but Turkey
Thanks,
would
man.
definitely be my second side in the Euros. So yeah, good luck to you. And again, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Right,
you.
to the listeners and the viewers, thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe on our YouTube and look out for our next installment. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Cheers,
Bye.
guys. Thanks.